that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Going on Daily Live. Ooh, you sound like you're very embellished this morning, all jazzed up. You and I have two very different styles. What I have is a pajama sweatsuit. What you have is like a full business suit, and I love
I
it.
do, but I'm wearing flip-flops. So, you know,
Okay, that's
I do
good.
have
I
like
mean,
a
it's not
whole
enough.
like suit on, pantsuit, but I'm wearing
Wow.
flip-flops because nobody
Hey,
needs to see me
no,
past
exactly.
waist
It's like
deep.
during COVID, no pants on the bottom, business top on
Right.
up top here. So, anyways, you're watching Going on
Well,
Daily
good morning.
Live. Good morning. I'm Becky. This is JJ. I
You're
love doing
ready.
shows with you because this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a really good one.
Let's go. That's right.
I, you know,
I
was
liked
like,
your other background.
okay, listen, we will get to it. Let's see. That's at number 4. Topic number 4 today is when I will change my background. You can see it's like it's losing its mind. So I really should slow down in my movement here. But after I put up my background, it was so ugly and scary that I was like, I quickly Googled sunset, and this is what we're having
It's a
because
nice, it's
I don't want
nice
to
one.
look at that for an hour, honestly. It was yucky. So, anyways, if you are joining us, you may be on Facebook at Rhode Island Broadcasting or RI Broadcasting. Of course, over there you can watch it live and you can support the show with stars. So please do that. And there's also 10,000 other people in Rhode Island Broadcasting's fan page here. So please do
Oh,
that. You
let's
can join us
go.
on YouTube, Rhode Island Broadcasting, and you can subscribe over there. Click the little bell, and you can watch us live on Twitch at RI_broadcasting. You can support the show over there with bits. And of course, we have all the socials. We have Space Hey, we have MeWe, we have Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and X, and then of course Patreon, where you can get yourself some swag. Support the show every month at RI Broadcasting on Patreon. So I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
excited to hear all the things. Okay, you had your Sober Curious event. If you joined
I
us last
did on
Thursday,
Monday, and Ron, you might be interested if he's listening.
yeah, right, he
So
will
we
be
sampled
anti-Sober Curious.
we sampled some mocktail kind of in a can, and then non-alcoholic alternatives of whiskey, gin, and
Mhm.
tequila. And then we tried some infusions, some
Okay.
cannabis, hemp, and mushroom. Um, but I'm just going to say um, this brand. I think we tried the whiskey. This is called Ritual. Zero proof. It's the whiskey alternative.
Oh,
We tried
okay.
the gin alternative. That was pretty good. But this,
And it's called Ritual?
it's the brand Ritual Whiskey Alternative.
Okay.
It's one. It smells like watered down ketchup
Oh, no.
with maybe some like
Yeah.
Worcestershire sauce in it, or
No. Why is it spicy? It's like a Bloody Mary, I think you guys call it.
and if you look at you can't see it, but it looks um, like brown sugar simple syrup.
Okay. Yeah, I
But
mean, it's
it
pretty
smells awful. Then, but
good.
um, the gin version of it was.
Hmm.
This was another one that was good. This amethyst. It's a lemon cucumber serrano. So like if you
Oh,
just want to have, it's a botanical drink. There's no infusion in it, But
Mhm.
this over ice with like we did it with like lemon and lime wedges. It was so good, and it has a
Okay.
little heat from the serrano. It
Right.
was delicious, and it smells. It
Not
smells so
like ketchup.
good, huh?
Not like ketchup.
Not
So it's
like
already
ketchup.
in the
Yeah,
lead.
this was. I mean, it just was.
Yuck. What
Uh,
brand is that tall one? Amethyst,
it's
you
called
said?
Amethyst
Okay.
brand, and and they didn't have any other like um, it's not like they had a tequila version. We only saw
Right.
their gin
Hmm.
botanical. Um, this one was a spiritless tequila.
Okay.
Um, that was also a flop.
Oh, was it? See, I was
Yeah,
thinking you were coming out telling me how great
I was
these all were.
disappointed. So I'm excited more for the bottle because I'll
Okay.
turn this into a candle. I'll cut the cap off
Okay, I love
and
that.
make a candle. But I will say, so we tried some of the infusions. This like Cali Sober brand. We did different flavorings. Ranch water was one,
I'm sorry,
which is
ranch
this
water?
one, but they had like, you know, a Collins version. They had some other like flavors. I like this. This
What
was
is
good.
ranch water? Like
This
ranch
is a
dressing?
ranch. So you know the ranch water cocktail that you
No.
get. It's basically like was it Topacio, that soda
I don't
water,
know. Okay.
or any kind of like you could put it in Pellegrino, but you pour out in the bottle. You pour out like a few ounces of the soda
Hmm.
water, and then you pour in tequila, and then
Oh,
squeeze a lime, and you can drink it right from the bottle, but it's basically soda water and tequila with a splash of
okay.
lime, is what ranch water is. And this is basically ranch water in a can with
Okay. Sounds all right.
um,
Without
one
tequila.
can equals two hits.
Oh, so this is infused with
This
what
is
exactly?
infused with a little THC.
Oh, okay. So were you feeling it off of these?
Um, I didn't really feel it because we were only tasting.
Hmm.
So having like a sip here and a sip there. But I really like this. But we tried several ones like the Mai Tai of this brand. Levity had some cool can
Yeah, that's nice
art
branding.
of different ones. This one was really good. This is a cannabis cocktail, fast acting. So I think I
Hmm.
did because by the time that we started like the presentation, my tongue was numb.
Oh no.
So even just, but I will say that this was the one that I probably drank too much of. This is called Wobble,
Wobble.
but this is THC plus 100 milligrams of caffeine.
Wow. Okay.
So
That is like
it is truly wobble. It's a
so it's an
drink with
energy drink,
bounce.
really.
It's that's
Okay.
that's their tagline: bubbles with bounce.
That's
Um,
cool.
but I'm a fan of this one. It tasted really good. Like this
Hmm.
would be dangerous for me. Like
Be dangerous.
I could have easily just chugged this whole. We were doing sips. I could have chugged this whole can like in a heartbeat.
Okay, good
Um,
to know.
but yeah, I did. It was I had my tongue was a little bit numb. That was my first THC cannabis. Some were infused with like hemp.
Okay.
Um, this brand is Five Flowers, and they call themselves the Miyamosa coolers of all their
Cool.
brands. Um, so yeah, Becky, I think some were winners,
Yeah.
some not.
Some ketchup? No. I hate ketchup at the
Ketchup,
best of
no.
times.
One of the flavors just was like earth bubblies. Like it just smelled like hemp with a lot of fizz. So some of them, even the cans were. Um, but I enjoyed the wobble. I enjoyed the Cali sober, the levity.
So did you buy all of these online or at a liquor store,
I
at a
went
weed
to
shop?
I went to a couple liquor stores or the like a Total Wine that had a cup like selections, but there's a distributor here called Bottles,
Okay.
um, and they had a fantastic selection,
Hmm.
and I mean like an entire aisle of
Wow.
mocktails, cans of different, and then the complete alternatives that are um, non-alcoholic. They had a whole huge section of them.
Wow.
So it's clearly a category that is emerging,
Yeah.
and it's becoming more and more popular. Even they even said they're like we could probably do a whole store of just sober curious type of brands that are coming out. They're just coming out so fast, and so it was interesting for our curious group.
What I was thinking, so this weekend camping, I said I didn't want to drink. I'm on
Yeah,
all kinds of supplements and things. I didn't want to mess with my progress. And so I go night one, I found I had some soda water because of course I forgot to go to the liquor store and
right.
or weed store. So I couldn't buy any of this stuff. So I had some soda water in that I had pre-packed, I guess, my memory. Sometimes I forget. And so I was okay, I'm gonna drink this. I'm excited. Well, by Saturday, I was like, dang it, I missed the booze. Bring me some camping booze because it's not the same. And it was really cold and there was a fire ban. So, like, the one thing I need is some alcohol to keep me warm.
Yeah, and it
So,
was so the ones that we were really curious on. I mean, there's probably another 20, 2 dozen to 3 dozen brands in this like emerging
mhm,
sober curious kind of mocktails, but infusions
yeah.
that are not even in retailers and on the shelves yet. They're purely direct
Oh,
to
wow.
consumer. Um, so yeah, I mean, and those are the ones that get better rated. So
Mhm.
we need to probably need to do another event with just those concoctions and taste the ones that have the highest reviews and best reviews.
That sounds great. Hopefully, I'm in South Carolina
Yeah, you need to come
for
visit
that
your
event.
family, and
Well, they ask me to all the time, but now they're coming in a couple weeks. So
oh
maybe
yeah,
I'll
they're
see
gonna
if I
stay with
can
you all
send home.
summer
Yeah, right. Well,
with their guests.
because it's not nearly as hot here in the summer, so it's good. But maybe I'll try to send them home with some, I don't know, CBD infused or THC infused things that we
Yes,
can just buy at the liquor store or the weed store. I'll send them home with them and I'll say, "Go drop these off to JJ."
that's right. Please
So,
do.
we'll see. We'll
Please
see if
do.
they do. They usually overdo it on, like, Canadian snacks, ketchup
Yeah,
chips,
tell them to
like
bring
ketchup
back some gummies.
like weed gummies?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Like,
they're
I just
like
don't know if you can travel with it is the thing.
I don't know if you can.
Like, I don't know if you
Do
can
they
cross
confiscate those at
country
the border?
lines. They're gonna have to hide them, hide them.
Ron with the answer.
Oh, you
Wah,
can't?
wah.
Okay,
No.
because I definitely know people who do travel with stuff like that, but you don't wanna risk it, I suppose.
Hmm.
Dang it. Okay,
Well, you
well,
need to go look up Wobble. I think you'll enjoy
yeah,
that one.
I have it on a Google page here right now as we speak, so I'm gonna look it up after the show.
Yeah,
Well, it sounds like fun. Sounds like a fun event anyway.
it was
Some hit
good. I'm
some
glad I
hits
might
and
do another
misses.
one.
Perfect. Like I said, I'll try to be there for it.
That's right.
All right, this is an interesting story.
Oh,
So you know me, I'm like full doom and gloom all the time for whatever reason.
I'm always worried when you come up with your stories.
Oh, I know, right? I'm like, what is wrong with me? I'm actually a very pleasant and joyful person in real life. I don't know why I pick these dark stories. This one is like, I mean, it's a negative story, but it's kind of funny. And I titled it Too Wild to Be True. Like there's no way this is a real story, but it's happening right now. I mean, the article was updated 8 hours ago, so it's definitely real. So, a 24-year-old man was recently arrested on what day is it say? Thursday. On Monday, he was arrested. So, just this week
Ah,
for allegedly forging documents to enroll in an Ohio high school. Remember, 24-year-old man. This is straight out of a movie. Okay.
what is this?
He
Never been kissed?
Yeah,
With Drew Barrymore? I mean, what are we?
exactly. Like a cute little rom-com in the 90s, Felony in the 2000s. He studied there for over a year, over a year before they identified this fraud was going on.
What? What was his? Did he need his degree, or was it just
No,
an
like trying to relive his college
like a social
football
experiment?
aspirations. No. So it sounds like he was an immigrant whose visa had expired. And what better way? What better way? So this is what he said to them. So his name was Anthony, well, it's a long one. Anthony Emmanuel Labrador Sierra enrolled at the Perrysburg High School in January of 2024 with a Venezuelan birth certificate showing that he was 16 years old. Now, he told them that he was a homeless migrant who had been trafficked into the country. So, of course, you're going to play on people's heartstrings, you
Oh,
know? You know? So they were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, come to school. You're getting an education." This guy then started school and was eventually placed with a local family who hosts exchange students.
oh.
So they
So
thought,
he
"Great,
got free room and board.
yes." Like I can't even. The
Did he go
host
to
family.
prom?
I hope so. He must have. He'd been there for a year. He must have. The host family was also granted temporary and later permanent guardianship of him in 2024. They helped him with obtaining a social security number and a driver's license while he was in their custody. So now this guy is an American. Okay. He also used forged documents to obtain federal temporary protective status from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration
Oh
Services.
my God.
Migrants under this temporary protection, or TPS, humanitarian relief, are protected from being removed from the country or detained based on their immigration status and may obtain legal employment. I know, too wild to be true. I'm telling you. So his identity first came to question on May 14th. So again, he's been here 2023, the process started. It's now May 14th, 2025. A woman contacted his guardian family and told them that he was actually a 24-year-old man and the father of her child. This is some Jerry Springer stuff right here.
This is. And he's
Sh-
like, am I the father? Am I really the father?
Maury's like, the lie detector determined
So,
that's the truth. Yes. So she sent the guardian family several photos, including his actual driver's license and social security card from, where did I say he was from? Venezuela. A birth date shown on it as March 27th, 2001. Several from Facebook showing him and her together along with their child. Of course, that can be anybody, but um, I think she had some pretty good claims here because it probably looked exactly like the guy.
yeah,
His guardians contacted the school district, obviously in an absolute panic. Administrators met with the boy, sorry, the boy,
the boy.
the following day, which he denied these allegations. He said that the birth certificate he submitted during enrollment was the actual one. He's only 17 years old. So they were told to keep him out of school, out of the property while they investigate because I mean he could be a danger. I mean having a
Right.
24-year-old mixed
Right.
in is kind of sketchy. During the course of this investigation, the district said it found social media posts by others, including people claiming to be his family. They found several from a woman named Zule Sierra, who they believed to be his mother. She had posted photos on March 27th, on his birthday, saying happy birthday, son. So it matches the date on the other
The
birth certificate.
24-year-old birth certificate.
Exactly. Now, it didn't say the date because nobody says happy birthday, March 27th, 1991, whatever, 2001. So then police reached out to US Customs and Border Patrol, and they were told that this guy had an expired work visa and he was considered an overstay in the country. Brilliant plan. His visa had actually expired in 2023. So he's been living here
So,
almost two
so
years.
go hide in a high school.
Yes, the
It
year
is
he reached.
21 Jump Street.
Literally, it's every movie where some dude that clearly looks like he's 30 is pretending to be a 15-year-old
What if
boy.
they're like, he just is mature, he can grow a full beard.
Yeah, exactly. It says that he was arrested on Monday during a traffic stop for on a forgery warrant. He was this one I can't even. He was riding in the passenger seat of the car driven by the woman who exposed him to his guardian family. So, I don't know. She was like, "Oh, sorry I did that to you. Let me pick you up.
So I'm
Let's
sorry,
chat
baby
about it."
daddy.
Yeah, I just wanted you home to take care of our child and not, go to high school chemistry class.
That
So
is
he pleaded not
crazy.
guilty, of course, pleaded not guilty to this forgery charge, which is a fifth degree felony. His bond is set at 50,000, is scheduled for May 29th, and he may be charges as well. Says that he's an illegal alien who overstayed his visa with no legal status. U.S. Border Patrol placed an immigration detainer on him with the local police department. Federal charges are being pursued. Department of Homeland
Wow.
Security, a representative from there, has issued a statement confirming that he is from Venezuela. He called his actions disturbing. Yeah, they are. The school district says that the situation is highly unusual, but added that it's confident that proper legal channels were followed to provide support for individual presenting themselves as an uncompanioned minor.
Wow. Can you
Crazy.
imagine if you're the host family of like that had other children in your
Yeah,
home?
literally. Like, hopefully he wasn't a creep. Hopefully he wasn't there to just
Yeah. Maybe it
pedo
was
out.
just, overly hairy, or maybe he was one that just is a late bloomer and hasn't, um,
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
grow a beard
Let's see. Actually,
or a mustache.
he
He
does
still
look
has the
pretty
face
young.
fuzz.
He looks pretty young. I'm looking at a photo of him right now. He doesn't look old by any means. I'll stick it in the group chat here so you can see.
Yeah.
He's
That was
not
so,
he's not super old looking. He looks like all the boys today, I think.
that's so funny. So when I was a freshman, I dated a sophomore who was on the
Mhm.
football team, and he was very like he was one of those kids that at 15 could grow a full beard. And I remember when I brought him home for the first time, and my dad
Mhm.
was like, "How old is he?" and did not believe that he was in high school, and refused to let him in our house. And I couldn't
Oh
date him
no.
because he was like, "He looks no, there's no way. I do not believe he is a in high school, much less a 15-year-old. And my 14-year-old daughter will not even date anybody that has more hair, facial hair,
Yeah,
than
literally.
than I. That he was like, he has more facial hair than I do. I was like, no.
Yeah. Now imagine this guy actually started dating. So I'm thinking of Never Been Kissed. Yeah, she's an adult, her teacher's an adult, but remember the David Arquette, her brother
Yes,
in Never Been
he's
Kissed?
the
And he
the
goes to
brother,
prom with a girl and she really likes him. She's trying to kiss him.
the
He's like a
cheerleader,
40-year-old dude. Yeah.
and
He's like, "Oh,
yeah,
I really like you, but I can't because like this is a felony."
that's right. And Josie was like, you cannot date her. Like,
Yeah, she's 16. You're 32.
you're
Yeah, like I said, adorable rom-com topic, pretty disturbing in real life.
that's right. I see a movie in
Yeah,
the
they
works.
should do a movie about that, but instead of it being a romantic comedy, it should be what it really is, and that's creepy.
That's creepy. Yeah,
All right, well, hopefully
absolutely.
your story, fictional fiction, is less creepy, maybe?
My story, the fictional
Mhm.
fiction.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is called AI gone wrong, or the use of
Mhm.
AI gone wrong. And this just happened like last week. So
Oh, no.
the Chicago Sun Times and the Philadelphia Inquirer a lot of times picks up their news from different content creator sources, and some kid that works for the content um, put out a here's your summer the newspapers summer book reading list,
Mhm.
and it was all generated by AI.
Okay.
None of it was fact checked.
Of course it
And it was like
wasn't.
out of the 50 books or whatever, over half don't exist. They're made
It
up
just
books.
made up fictional
Like they're
books?
fake books. They don't even exist.
Oh,
And so
what?
it's like Like the list appeared in, the heat index that, like I said, Chicago Sun-Times picked it up, the Philadelphia Inquirer picked it up, like several newspapers across the country picked it up. And they were like, oopsie, I forgot to double check. I used AI, but I didn't proofread it.
This is the issue because we're relying too much on AI to do stuff for us.
Yeah,
And like they couldn't possibly lead us astray because it's non-biased and it has all the information the world could hold. Why would it lead us astray?
great. So yeah, half the reading list that it put out, the books didn't exist. Complete made up.
So is it just
Um,
books that oh, hold on, frozen here? Like, so ChatGPT just picked lists in their mind of what they thought would be a great title for a book and like go find it.
yeah. So this also tells me, because AI and ChatGPT and all that can be really good as long as the
Mhm.
prompt is is a good prompt. So that
Right.
tells me that this person didn't even put like an accurate prompt in. They just said, "Give me a reading list of books," like so, versus saying, "Scan the top, books read by the New York Times best rated reviews on Amazon and give me the hottest like reading list."
Mhm.
That's like just somebody not using good, not having a good prompt engineer. So crap in, and clearly you got crap out.
I see, and I don't have any of these AI things. So like I didn't even know how to ask it stuff because I was
Yeah,
thinking like, oh, you know what I should do is like take an article, rewrite it so that it's not me just reading straight off of an article. But then I'm like, oh, I should download an AI product to do that. And I was like, ew, no, don't do that. So then I just,
right,
edit it
right.
myself and change it. But my kids,
But I loved
my
how the
kids, I think would do this great because no, go on.
they'll
Oh, are
yeah,
you
no,
here?
this oh, go ahead, Becky.
No, it's okay. It keeps cutting out really bad. I don't know if anyone else can see
Oh,
this. We're having
I
like
can't see it.
major.
It's not cutting out on
Yeah.
my end.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Oh, yeah. It's cutting out big time on my end. I'm getting new internet today, so maybe that will help. Um, what is this? Oh, Martin's here. ChatGPT's only search was on the internet. Yes, a good prompt is vital. Still, society, we're
That's
ceding
right.
our brain trust. Yes, crap in, crap out. yes, thank you, Martin here
Crap
with
in, crap
eloquence.
out, people. Yeah. And I've said that, I work in media and data, and data is only good that's input in. It will crap out junk.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but it's
Um,
interesting. The guy that worked at like this at the organization that put out the stories, he just wrote. He
mhm.
was like, "My bad." That was that was the response. My bad. You know,
My bad.
my
No
bad.
big deal.
And apparently, it wasn't the first time that AI. So Gannett, which owns half the newspapers in the country, the Daily News.
Mhm.
Um, that happened to them in back in like 2023, where their news service, they were using AI to generate updates on like the sports news, and it was fake sports stories. He was just making up some fiction, and then Sports Illustrated uh, got caught using bad AI. Again, you're not using the prompts, not using the right tools, junk in, junk out. But they got
Mhm.
busted in 2023 for faking reviews on their product reviews on their website.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow. People are getting something. People were lazy ahead of time. Ron's saying that it's making them even more lazy. Yeah, it
that's
is.
right.
My kid handed in a ChatGPT project, I guess, and her teacher messaged me, and I was like, honestly, I didn't know that she even knew what that was. And I read this. My daughter's not a great student. Some people have their gifts. Student like studies, learning, it's not her thing. And so I'm reading this article that she's written like this project, and I go, not think to tell AI to, I don't know, make it sound like a 12-year-old girl because it was like,
Great. Because
according
that's
to
what you're
blah blah
supposed to
blah blah
say
blah.
in a prompt.
Like, she deserved to get caught and she deserved a 0 because of,
Right.
like, just total stupidity here. And not that I want her to
Don't use
ChatGPT,
big words.
like, it was nothing like anything. Like, she doesn't, not how she speaks, not her grammar, not her spelling, anything. It wasn't even like I don't even think Martin would speak this eloquently. Like, this thing was insane. And I was like, "You dope. Did you not think your teacher would know?" And I guess he called her out in front of the whole class too. So, I'm happy about this because they have to learn their lesson. It's just way too easy to cheat in school.
That's right.
Way too easy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a great story. I
So,
love that.
yeah, there you go. AI fiction.
Hey, AI, not a great tool, in my opinion. So I like that we all had a laugh before this next one. So let me just go ahead and change my background
Oh,
for the
you gonna
group
put the
here.
background? Yay!
Okay, let me just get out of the way so everyone can take this in its entirety.
Ah!
Okay.
It's like the worst Olin Mills, photo portrait.
It's it's horrible, whatever it is. Trying to bash the mirror behind me, but like unfortunately, this is what nightmares are made of here. So it's a story. So I'm gonna read probably for 10 straight minutes, but it's a good one. So this segment is called the real life Jeepers Creepers. So it was Easter, April 15th, 1990. A couple named Ray and Marie Thornton were enjoying just their usual weekend drive along Snow Prairie Road, which is a rural highway 12 miles outside of Coldwater, Michigan. They noticed a Chevy van approaching rapidly in their rearview mirror before it passed them. At the time, they were playing this game where they would make up slogans from license plates. So when the van zoomed by and Marie saw the letters G and what do you guys say? Z? G and Z? Sorry, we say Z here. And when she said G and Z, she said, "Geez, he's in a rush." They're old and they thought they were so funny and
Yeah.
clever. So they noticed it. That's basically what we're getting at
Yeah.
here. Near an old schoolhouse in this rural area, they saw that hurt. Then Marie saw something creepy. The driver had what looked like a bloody sheet and was heading to the back of the school. Now, she wasn't sure what she had seen, and while they talked about calling the cops, her husband said that he saw the van coming up behind them again. So, if you have ever seen the movie Jeepers Creepers from the year
Yeah.
2001, I want to say, that is the intro scene. Okay. This
It's like the
intro for
urban
Jeepers was
legends.
taken. Yeah. But Jeepers Creepers actually took this story and made it their intro scene. So this van was up behind them again. So that van, the one at the schoolhouse, was now tailgating them for 2 miles, which would have been absolutely terrifying, especially after seeing him carrying a bloody sheet outside at the schoolhouse. They were worried about pursuing this driver, so they exited the highway just as the van pulled over. To obtain the license plate for the police, Ray Thornton, the guy, turned his car around again and approached the van. Like,
Oh my.
I don't even know how they called. No, I guess they wouldn't have called the police. They would have. Sure. So they turned around again and
Yeah.
approached where this van was parked. They saw the driver crouch down, changing the van's license plate. The
Oh.
Thorntons also noticed an open passenger door and a blood soaked interior. So they returned to the schoolhouse. I don't know why these two thought that they were on like an investigation. They
I
thought they were
know. So it's
detectives
like, so
here.
you're telling me this couple behind you is the ones that were like
No,
stalking? Oh no.
this is the driver of the bloody sheet, and
Oh.
this is the bloody sheet.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Okay.
So they returned back to that schoolhouse where they saw him walking with the bloody whatever he had. They found this bloodstained sheet partially hidden in an animal hole. They contacted the Michigan State Police, but they were unaware that the officers were already searching the area for a man and his injured wife. The cops encountered this guy. This, yeah, he does look like a
Yeah.
psycho, and as it turns out, Ron, he is.
He
They had
looks
just
like a
encountered
version of
this
Herman
man.
Munster.
Yeah, totally. Or like on Men in Black, when the alien takes a
Oh,
skin suit, that's what it looks like.
yes.
So this
That's
guy is only 46 years old, Dennis Depew. The 80s were a hard time for people.
the 80s were
So
hard.
they were, because this is 1990. So this guy, Dennis Depew, he's born in Michigan in 1943. He lived there his whole life. He was a property assessor. He married this lady, Marilyn, in 1971, who was a high school counselor in their town. They had 3 children, 2 daughters and a son. Oh, sorry, there's a loud truck out front. Sorry if everyone can hear that. But he was very controlling and suspicious, and it strained their relationship. He then became withdrawn and isolated from his family, often accusing his wife of turning the children against him. I think he probably turned them himself, quite honestly.
Right,
She
yeah.
filed for divorce in 1989, married to this guy for 18 years before she filed for divorce, telling her
Before she
attorney
broke
that,
out.
yeah, exactly, before she probably was not, well, not too scared to do it. She told her attorney that he was trying to control every decision in her life. He made no claim on the house following the divorce and maintained their home office. Oh, hold on a second here. Okay. He made no claim on their house. He didn't want any part of it, but he did ask to keep the home office that was built in their garage, which is like a terrible idea. Like, get the F out, buddy. Take your stuff, go. So one day she came home from work to find him sitting on the couch in her living room, even though she had changed all her locks. How did he get in? The couple's divorce had just been finalized that December, but 5 months later, she would be dead. So the day that he found her, or she found him on her couch, it was the day she would die. He became completely unhinged. And as he arrived at the family home to pick up 2 of their children, he wanted to take them away for Easter. So I guess it wasn't the day he was on the couch. That must have just been him starting to be an absolute psychopath and showing up at her house. Their younger daughter, her name was Julie. She refused to go with him for Easter. He became angry when their son Scott also was stalling to go. They probably thought, no, we don't want to spend our Easter with you. We want to spend it with mom. You're a psychopath. So when the mom talked to him about it, his anger increased. He grabbed her, shouting accusations. They started fighting, of course. He pushed her down the stairs as his horrified children looked on. He then decided to beat her at the top or the bottom of the stairway. The children were begging and pleading for him to stop, and Jennifer, the oldest, ran to the neighbor's house to call the police.
Oh my
He then
God.
departed from the residence with her, who had sustained significant injuries, obviously. He informed the children that he was transporting her to the hospital, but he never arrived. Law enforcement initiated a comprehensive search for both individuals. The Thorntons family encounter with this guy, Dennis, his van, and the discovery of the bloodstained sheet brought him to the forefront of the police investigation.
Well,
Now,
yeah.
yeah, right? Because they were probably knew but didn't know, right? Like they have the words of the kids, but they don't know for sure, right? A forensic team secured the abandoned schoolhouse, identified the crime scene. Tire tracks at the school matched those of his van. The evidence strongly suggested that his involvement in his ex wife's death. A conclusion confirmed the following day when a highway worker located her body. She had been fatally shot in the back of the head and was found near a secluded road situated midway between the schoolhouse and their home. Like he's not even a good criminal. So at this point, he was now a fugitive and he was wanted for murder. This is where it gets really interesting. So, in the following days and weeks, he sent a series of unusual and lengthy letters to his loved ones, attempting to explain Marilyn's passing. 17 letters in total, postmarked from Virginia, Iowa, Oklahoma, and he detailed his grievances about her alleged
Wow.
deceptions and described his losses, like her, his children, his home, and feeling that he was too old to build his life, too old at the ripe old age of 46. On the evening of March 20th, 1991, so keep in mind we're a few weeks or almost like a month out at this point, or a month and a half maybe. Or no, hold on a second. I think this is a year later at this point. I think we went from 1991 or 1990 when she died. Now we're in 1991. So he's been on the run for a year at this point.
And he just,
So on the evening of March 20th, 1991, what,
no,
sorry?
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. A woman in Dallas, Texas arrived home to find her boyfriend's van parked in the driveway, which was unusual because he typically kept it in the garage. Once inside, her boyfriend, named Hank Queen, explained that he needed to take an urgent trip home because his mother was seriously ill. Hank, and we're going to say Hank, appeared engrossed in the Unsolved Mysteries episode that was currently airing on their TV. He was gathering up his belongings and he told her to make him some sandwiches. He said he wanted to keep her occupied, or I guess he wanted to keep her occupied so that she wouldn't come into the TV room and see this episode. I mean, I don't know why you just didn't turn the TV off, but whatever. Um, half of the program of Unsolved Mysteries was all suspect in his wife's murder. So Hank said goodbye to her. He drove away in his 1984 Chevy van. I would assume it's the same Chevy van that they were looking for. That seems dumb. The woman had this kind of unsettling feeling that she's never going to see him again. He left, fearing that his girlfriend's friends might actually recognize him and let him know or let her know what was going on. And he was correct. The state and the county law enforcement already possessed the false Texas license plate of his van, thanks to a tip from the show. So that's awesome. This guy's not a good criminal. I'm going
Right.
to say it again. It took him 4 hours of frantic driving to reach Louisiana and then cross the Mississippi state border. Louisiana state troopers spotted his van and he led them on a 15-mile high speed chase, refusing to stop. Jeez. Across the state line, Mississippi authorities waited, alerted by their Louisiana counterparts and the FBI that the driver was a murder suspect. When his van sped the roadblock in Warren County, Mississippi, sheriff officers disabled the vehicle by shooting out the rear tires. He fired at the officers' cars, attempting to force them off the road before his van came to a stop after the pursuit at 4 a.m. As an officer approached the van, he was found deceased with a 357 in his left hand and his thumb on the trigger. Crazy.
That is in.
I know. This also is like straight out of a movie. I mean, technically, it is kind of, because the movie modeled a lot of its plot after this. But yeah, this guy kills his wife in a fight after he's divorced her. He makes his kids watch. He buries her near his house. And then for some reason, for a year, cops can't find him, even though he's got the same van.
Yeah, what?
The 90s, man.
Clearly. We,
The 90s. Yeah. So,
yeah, like
real life
you know,
Jeepers
rode hard
Creepers is
there.
what we are calling this episode.
You
This
were,
is creepy. That's all I have
yeah,
to say. It's
I
just
was saying, you were saying that, you know, he's 46 and looks
46 and dog years. Okay.
looks awful. But we have to remember, like the Golden Girls,
Yeah.
they were
They
in
were
their
like,
early 40s.
yeah, I know. It's not at all like today. The plastic surgery, the hair
Right.
poof, the shoulders. I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, people aged very poorly back then. I would imagine that she was around the same age. These look like somebody's grandparents.
Right.
And anyway,
Exactly.
terrible story. If you want to look into it, just
Now,
type
real
in
life.
Dennis Depue, Depue, and that's how you will learn all about this story. So,
Real
okay,
life. Jeepers, creepers.
real life. You can take us into our last topic here for the day. We're just sailing past the golden ticket. I
The
mean,
Golden. So,
toilet. Okay.
all right, Becky. So last week we talked about all these weird things that people were purchasing, right?
Yeah.
And I don't remember if on your
Oh,
list was
yeah.
the golden toilet. Do you?
No, it
Was that on the
wasn't.
list of like the craziest things people bought?
Mm-mm. No, I never
But it
saw it.
reminded me when it came up on in my feed. So there's a $6.4 million gold toilet
Oh,
that
geez.
was that was done by an artist that's similar to almost like a satirical kind of art
Mm.
installation in
Mm-hmm.
a English countryside mansion. And it was done by the same artist that did the. Do you remember I think it was like a year ago, the art of the banana taped to the wall?
Yes.
Do you remember that? And it
Yeah.
like that thing sold for like what, $18 million or
Oh my
something
gosh.
insane. So the same artist back in 2016 did this like one, golden toilet. It's a real gold, 18 karat gold, fully functioning toilet, which was in this palace in England. But apparently it was stolen back in, I think it was like
Yuck.
2019, it was stolen. Um, but the thieves had convinced an auctioneer or somebody to help them sell it, and
Hmm.
so that's how. And then the guy that tried to help sell it got arrested, and they were like, "Well, you should have known better." And he was like, "I got taken advantage. I didn't steal the toilets." And
Right.
he was like, I was just helping them sell it, but I didn't know it was stolen." And they were like, it was like national news, and
Oh,
like
geez.
everybody know this was a famous toilet that was. How did you not know it was stolen? So, but
Oh my gosh.
the judge kind of gave him a a little a slap on the wrist and sentenced him to a reduced sentence for he should have known better. Yes, he might, he
Well,
didn't steal
yeah.
it, but the fact that he was helping them, he was like, the judge said, you foolishly agreed to assist.
Well, yeah,
But
exactly. Like, where did he think this golden toilet came from? Like, nobody just
right,
has this lying around.
right. This thing weighs like 215 pounds.
Oh,
Well, first of all, it's
geez.
like, how the hell did it get stolen?
Yeah, literally.
200-pound toilet. Yeah, and this is like a $6 million, toilet went up. That's what's like it went up for like an auction, and so it went public, and so that's how it got the auctioneer. That's how he got caught. Of He was like, I didn't know it was
Gosh.
stolen. They're like,
Question for you.
yes,
Yeah, sure you didn't. Did you say this was a fully functioning
I
toilet
did.
also?
A fully
Or
functioning
was it just on display?
on display
So
in.
someone stole this thing that you pee and poo inside of.
Yep, it was
I mean, $6 million, man, that's a lot of
right
money, but
in the what is it, the Blenheim Palace, which is the country mansion where Winston Churchill was born. That's where the
oh,
installation
wow.
was. So it was like in this huge mansion, um, and yeah, fully functioning, just like the banana on the wall. It was a banana. It was a real banana.
Or like
Take
my
the wall. It was
art
the
of
same
nothing.
artist.
Yeah, right. Wow,
Yeah,
okay. I just don't understand art. I'm telling you, it's very subjective. The toilet, I don't know, functioning maybe like on display, maybe even that's weird, a waste of money, but like
yeah,
fully functioning is
fully
odd.
functioning. So you could take a
Yeah.
crap. That's what I was like. You get your golden ticket in the
Right.
golden toilet.
Right. I mean, at least I like just steal the seat or something, like give it a good bleaching and then sell it at I don't know.
Right.
It's gross. No, thank you. People are weird, man.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go. Okay, so a lot of weird stories today.
Weird stories.
So,
We could we could do a whole stories on next week. We should do one all on conspiracy theories. All of our
Yes, we
crazy conspiracy
should.
theories.
Yeah, but there's so many. This is the
And
thing. It's like there's so many good ones and they're all coming true. So like is it really not? I've been telling Ron for like a year that I want to do the one on Britney Spears because this whole theory is wild, but there's like so much
what?
information. I don't not want to do it justice, you know? Yeah, like, those videos she posts, she's, like, in her underwear and she's, like,
Oh,
dancing and she looks like she's, I don't know, like, in a mental institution. Like, her makeup's, like,
yes.
all over the place, her hair's all over the place. Sometimes she's got, like, knives and she's, like, dancing. Yeah, like, there's all these theories that she's not alive
Yeah.
anymore, that this is a AI filter, and there are times actually where she'll do this and see how I'm glitching because I have an AI background.
Uh-huh.
She'll do this and it'll be a split second of another face and then it'll go back to Britney's face. So it's almost like an
Oh,
overlay and they're making her seem like this Looney Tune. So yeah, there's like
we need that. We need to
I
do an
know.
update on the Diddy trial, an update on the Justin Blake and
Is it still
Team
going?
Blake. Huh?
The drama is still going with
Oh,
those two?
it's even more drama now. It's got now you got Taylor
Okay,
Swift
need an
is
update.
involved. Yeah.
What? Taylor Swift. Oh,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift to the rescue. Okay, Ron, schedule
No,
me
she's
for
like,
Thursday.
they
Me and JJ again.
that's right. Next Thursday we'll do conspiracy theories and updates on celeb news.
Mhm. The Diddy trial. I'm gonna have to watch that the documentary as well. I got a
Oh,
busy weekend of catching up on
right.
conspiracies.
Drink your wobble.
Drink my yeah, I'm gonna head to the liquor store. I'm gonna head to the weed store. I gotta find these things. I'm gonna try them. And then next Thursday, you and I will be back to do a show together. Hopefully that works with our schedule. And we
Do,
will
do,
talk
do.
about all these things. Okay, so we are going to end a little bit early today. JJ's got a hard stop. So do I. So we are going to end 5 minutes early. Make sure you check us out on Saturday. It'll be Ira and Lena. Have you ever watched them on Saturdays? There's like a little chemistry there. I don't know if you've seen it, JJ. Chemistry there.
Mm-mm.
And they're both single. So I'm just like letting the
Oh,
universe do its thing here. Anyway, that's on Saturday. On
we
Monday, I
do.
am back with Mr. Martin, and who knows what the rest of the week looks like, but definitely be back with us at 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain Time. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Do, do.
Bye.